Hello guys and welcome to wort. It's Tony here. Today I'm going to do a quick review of the Nothing Phone 1. And in case you're wondering, Tony, why are you so late with this review? Well, simply because upon release in 2022, the phone used to cost £350 for a brand new device with a mid-range Snapdragon 778 chipset, which is immediately a no from me. However, 2 years down the line, now at the end of, well, in the summer at 2024, the phone was heavily discounted on Amazon Marketplace and on a couple of listings on eBay, refurbished units pretty much like new for about £150, guys. So for £150, that's a top bargain. However, today I'm going to show you what I like, what I don't like about this phone, and is it still worth buying. And of course it's still worth buying, but there are some things that you should consider, guys. So first of all, let's have a look at that box, guys. And although the box looks nice, the design of the box is stupid, okay? Simply because the phone goes here. Once you take it out, this whole thing falls off and pretty much you have no cover anymore. So the only option is to tape it like that, which is absolutely stupid, guys. And let's have a look over here. The only thing you have, oh, you could see the notification. That is nice. That is nice. That's the glyph interface, which we're gonna come back to a little bit later on. The only thing you have is a cable and some manuals and a SIM ejection tool, guys. Now a couple of issues over here. You don't have a charger. Now, you don't have a charger, which means that you do have a problem finding a quick charge for this phone, simply because not all of the chargers, fast chargers, are charging the phone fast. It's just a trial and error, and you don't know what exactly is happening, guys. You have to try it by yourself. Now, charging times, let's jump on straight in. 4500 milliamp hours of battery with the quickest charging, well, charger I had. I managed to do 33% in 15 minutes, 66% in half an hour, and 100% in 1 hour, which is not the fastest, but it's not too bad, because that means that the battery is not going to degrade as quick as some other phones, which is good. Now let's jump on the battery life straight away, guys. I'm getting anywhere between 6 and 9 hours of screen on time thanks to that mid-range CPU Snapdragon 778, which is absolutely brilliant considering we have 120 Hertz display over here, guys. So that's very good. I'm gonna put a couple of screenshots for you to see over here of my battery statistics, and I'll show you something else very quickly. What you're gonna see is a very detailed battery specific usage layout over here. Check this out. Of course my battery is 90 something percent, so you're not gonna see absolutely everything, but usually it is very detailed and you can see what application is draining how much battery. Now the screen itself, as I said, 6.55 inches, 1080p. Well, the screen is okay. That's what I'm about to say. It's not the best screen on the market. At least it's a flat panel. You can easily put a screen protector on, and in terms of color reproduction, it's a little bit not that saturated as I'm usually used to. I'm spoiled with the Oppo phones, to be honest with you. I'm filming with the Oppo X7 at the moment without a mic, so sorry about any potential audio quality issues. But yeah, it's not the best panel in the world. It's okay, gets the job done. What impresses me about this panel is how good it is in sunlight. It gives a very good boost, so you can see absolutely everything outside. One thing that I don't like is the auto brightness is playing up way too much, and usually the screen is way too dim for my liking, but nevertheless. Now, in terms of audio quality, there is no 3.5 meter jack or adapter anywhere on this phone, unfortunately, guys. And we have a dual stereo speaker setup. Now, the speakers are, how can I put it? They're good enough, but they're nothing impressive, guys. So pretty much what we're dealing with over here is one thing that annoys me a little bit. Like this much is 80% and this much suddenly is 100%. So the last two notches is between 80 and 100%, and on 100% they distort a little bit, and on 80% sometimes it's not loud enough. So yeah, it's just a small tweak that you know, it's not very nice. But anyways, now in terms of the design of the phone, guys, I have this Pigeon case. That was the only reliable case that I could find with this phone, which is transparent to show you off that glyph interface. It is a very good case. Who keeps messaging me? Right. Okay, so it's a transparent case. It collects a little bit of dust, but it's not too bad, so it's an okay case. Now the phone itself is absolutely beautiful, guys. Design wise, I love this phone. Of course it looks like an iPhone, there is no way of denying that, but the build quality, guys, is absolutely amazing. Have a look at that, the premium materials everywhere. That means that you need a case pretty much. And there's something interesting. When you charge up the phone, if you shake the phone like that, this interface over here fills up and it shows you how much battery you've got charged up. However, well, if without the case, without the protection for the screen, you can't really do that because you're gonna scratch the screen, and if you get used to doing that, any other phone you're gonna scratch the screen very easily, so that's not ideal, guys. And one other thing, in case you're wondering why there are so many refurbished units on Amazon from this phone, why are people returning this phone? Well, when I got this phone, the battery was 100% flat, which means that people returned it months ago. It had all the software updates, so most probably the phone was returned pretty much immediately. And I faced this issue pretty much the second time I've charged this phone. Check this out. If the battery on this phone dies, you connect the charger, and there is no way for you to know that the phone is actually charging, simply because there is a small notification light over here, a red one, which activates only when you shoot a video, but in no other scenario, guys. There is no notification LED anywhere over here. The phone doesn't show any charging animation or anything like that. You just plug it in and it just stays like that with the black screen, and you're wondering what the hell is happening. You try to turn it on and it's not turning on, guys. The phone is not defective, it's just made stupid. You have to hold the power button for literally, I'm not sure, but like 20-30 seconds until the phone boots up, and sometimes when it's on a charge it doesn't want to do that. So my advice is don't let the phone drain up to a 0%, and that's how most people got confused and they thought they have a defective unit and they return it, which is just extraordinary, you know. But anyways, you saw the glyph interface in action. There are a couple of ringtones, pretty much all the ringtones and notifications are connected with the glyph interface. You have a haptic feedback as well, which results in a very nice, you know, effect over here on this phone. And something else I should mention about the nothing name. I don't like that. First of all, what is that? A nothing phone 1. And I had a situation where I had a really cheap device I was selling on Facebook Marketplace, and I was saying, mate, I got this for my kid, but you know, the phone is too big. I have the phone is too big for me, even if it is bigger than my phone. And he was like, oh, what phone have you got? I pulled this one on, and I was like, I've got the nothing phone. And he was like, what? And I said, it's the nothing phone. And there was an awkward pause where he didn't say nothing, and he was like, oh yeah, and we carried on with the conversation. So in case you're wondering, like, you're gonna say to someone, oh, I've got the nothing phone, and they'll be like, oh really, come and tell me about the nothing phone, it's so interesting. That's not how it goes, guys. People are like, the nothing phone? Pfft, okay. Anyway, moving on. So the name is stupid, it looks like an iPhone, but the premium build quality is there. Now, one other thing, unlocking the phone, we have the fingerprint and we have the face unlock, both of which are good. However, they're not top notch. The fingerprint is quite alright, but the face unlock sometimes doesn't unlock, sometimes gets confused, sometimes take a little while. So it's not ideal, guys, but it definitely gets the job done. The button placement is absolutely amazing. We have the power button over here, the volume buttons on the side over here, one mic at the top, another mic over here, as well at the bottom. So build quality, every time I hold this phone without a case, I'm like, wow, okay, that's brilliant, guys. And I really like this phone actually. In terms of performance, Snapdragon 778, I have an issue with RecFast, guys. You're not gonna run the latest games on the highest settings. That's the thing with the premium mid-range SoCs, even in 1080p. Of course you can play Call of Duty and some other games, but if you think you're gonna play Genshin Impact on higher settings, that's just not gonna work. However, the battery life is amazing while gaming, guys, on the other hand. And I've noticed something with the RecFest, is a very weird game which doesn't work properly on a non-flagship devices, guys. And sometimes, especially on these races, for example, which one, let's put this race on, sometimes the lag is absolutely ridiculous and it's pretty much unplayable, but not all the time, which is very weird, guys. Now let's see how it is now. Let's see how it is now. As you can see, okay, now it's fine, but sometimes you press the button over here and the needle goes like that. But now, for some reason, of course, because I'm filming the video now, for some reason it is fine. But let me say that I have played very little RecFest on this phone, guys, simply because most of the time it doesn't run right. However, if you don't play too many games, too many demanding games, you're not gonna have an issue with that. Now, the software itself is very nice. I like it, guys. You have this custom weather widget over here, which, okay, why is it putting the calendar on, which I really like. You have the custom weather application over here, which is of course very nice, guys. And one thing that I particularly like is that you can change the icon style only on the desktop over here. When you go inside, you've got the normal icons, which is something that I've never seen on any other phone pretty much. And that's how you can mix and match a very nice wallpaper with these minimalistic icons, but when you go inside, they're all normal icons, which is something that I really like. In terms of memory, 128 gigs of storage with 8 gigabytes of RAM, you have 256 gigs as well. I would say it's okay, nothing special. And now, finally, let's talk about the cameras of this phone, guys. Now, at the front, we have a 12 megapixel Sony sensor, IMX 407.1 or something like that. And the photos are not good, guys. Now, the face is never on focus. Maybe I'm not doing it right, but my face is never on focus. They're a little bit soft. I was expecting more from the selfie camera, and it's really not good. And sometimes, even if the selfie is not very good, if the video stabilization is fine, that saves the day. But unfortunately, over here we have 1080p, we don't have 4K, and there is no video stabilization. So let me play a quick video for you to see what we're talking about here. Hello guys, and welcome to Vlogging Project. It's Tony here, testing the Nothing Phone 1 front camera, 1080p maximum stabilization, no setting, maximum video stabilization, maximum video resolution, no sign of stabilization unfortunately. So let's just do a quick sprint over here, guys, to see what's happening. Okay, so yeah, front facing camera not very good unfortunately. And when we move back to the back cameras, guys, we have two 50 megapixel cameras, but they have different sensors. Now, the main camera is Sony IMX766, which was used in a number of phones, and pretty much over here we have the worst implementation of this camera, guys. Again, people are sometimes not in focus, their faces are not clear. It's just too soft. It adds some sort of artificial, on some phones you take a quick photo and after that you see that somehow, boom, the phone is editing the photo as you can see it, and you see the final product and you can see that it added some light and this and that, and it's just not good, guys. I took this phone with me on a couple of times outside. You can see a couple of these photos and I'm just not satisfied with the quality whatsoever, guys. The saving grace, of course, is 4K, 30 FPS. There is no 60 FPS with a good stabilization. However, the frame rate, there's some frame skips. I don't particularly like the video as well. Let's have a look at that example. Alright guys, testing the video stabilization in 4K 30 FPS on the Nothing Phone 1. No 60 FPS option, which is a shame, but let's just test the stabilization guys in 4K 30 FPS. And we have 2x zoom as well. Let's just quickly test the autofocus of the 4K 30 FPS. Alright, very fast autofocus, well done. We do have 1080p 60 FPS though with stabilization on, so let's see the results very quickly like that. And let's test the autofocus guys. Alright, autofocus on point. And now the saving grace of this phone guys is the secondary 50 megapixel Samsung S5KJN1 sensor, which is actually pretty good guys. I've always said that in order to have good resolution and good results from the super wide angle camera, we need at least 12 megapixels. So we have 50 megapixels, which shoots in 12. The level of detail is absolutely amazing, as you can see from this photo over here, guys. So yeah, the wide angle camera is actually really good. What is not good is that it uses the wide angle camera for macro. And macro, if you have to, shoot macro from this distance, well, that is not macro, guys. You're better off just using the 2x zoom on the main camera. And in terms of macro, it doesn't do that great. You can have a look at this photo. It looks absolutely not good, guys. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. If you have a look at my Volokin Spectrum scoring system, this phone has let me see, is it 38 or something like that? It's not brilliant on anything pretty much, but what do they say? Jack of all trades, master of none. So yeah, upon release there is no way for me to pay £350 for this phone, but now 2 years down the line you have the updates, which are quite consistent. I like that. You have the premium design, but unfortunately you don't have the proper camera experience, guys, which personally for me it is a deal breaker, guys. I always said that the phone doesn't have to have the greatest or the latest cameras in the world, but it has to be holiday approved, guys. And in this particular case, soft photos from the main camera, soft photos from the selfie camera, not very good video. And the only thing is the very good, actually excellent super wide angle camera that doesn't save the day, which means that this phone is not holiday approved, guys. So yeah, that's the truth. That's my testing. What I'm gonna do with this phone is give it to my father. He's not taking this many photos and battery life is important for him, plus not a very big phone. This is one idea smaller than most of the phones nowadays, so I think for him that's going to be the perfect phone, guys. But for me, I liked using it overall as a phone because of the fast 120Hz screen, the good SoC, the flagship performance, but it's just the camera experience, guys, it's not good enough. So this is my conclusion for the Nothing Phone 1. And in case you're wondering, Tony, are you going to review the latest Nothing phones? Well, they're too expensive, guys. Simple as that. And I'm not paying premium just for the glyph interface, which is really nice, but I don't feel like paying £200 on top of very similar devices just to get the glyph interface, unfortunately. And the CMF phone is an absolute joke, if you ask me, so there is no way on earth I'm going to review this phone as well. So pretty much with the Nothing, well, I'm pretty much done with them so far. But let me know in the comment section below if you had one of the Nothing phones. Maybe they're good, maybe I'm prejudiced, maybe I'm judging them incorrectly. Let me know in the comment section below. Are they good? Should I try one? And which one? And what was your experience with the Nothing phone? So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe for Vlogging Project for more honest videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios.